Thank you, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people at American Cinematheque and all of you for giving me such a great honor and friendship.
Hard Boiled was based on an original story, I believe, by yourself. Again, what was the kind of genesis, the core idea for Hard Boiled? How did it develop into a full screenplay?
At that year, 1990, the crime in Hong Kong was so rough. There's a lot of bank robbery and the people, shooting people crazy on the street. That made me very angry. That made me, and I was so frustrated about it. And at that time, the Hong Kong police force was pretty weak. So that's why I tried to create another Hong Kong Dirty Harry. I want to create a new kind of a hero. He defends the justice and fight for the justice. And then for the first idea for Hard Boiled was came from the real thing happening. I've heard there was a serial killer in Japan. He put the poison into the baby food and killed quite a few little baby. So I was shocked, So that's I tried to use that as a major subject for the film, and Chow Fat played Dirty Harry, and Tony Leung played a psychopath who was poisoning the little baby. And then after we saw the first scene, the famous tea house shootout scene, and then I find that a story will work, because I was so afraid some audience, some people may learn from it. What if some people learn to killing babies? That would be horrible. So that's why we changed the whole concept. We changed the whole idea. We changed Tony Leung's character as a undercover cop, and gave up the poisoning little babies idea. Because even though I love making action film, but I always concerned about the influence of the matter, and I really didn't want to give any bad influence for the audience, and especially for young people. If anyone get a wrong idea from my film, I will be very upset. So and I will feel guilty about it. So about Hard Boiled, the second half of the movie also was shot without a script, because our writer he died in halfway. So because we wrote and shot at the same time, since our schedule was so tight, so we have to roll and shot at the same time. So the whole hospital scene was shot without a script, and one of my favorite scenes, the tea house, shootout scene, we were shot without a script. So before we did any plan for the movie, and then we have heard that famous historical tea house going to tear it down. Because the tea house was so famous and everybody liked it and I love it too. It's a kind of an old traditional tea house. So we did a story for the scene. So and then when a scouting occasion, when I walked into the lobby and then I saw the long banister, So I was imagine if my hero, is flying down from the adventure and shooting the guy with two guns, it fantastic. So and then that's how I work in Hong Kong. So whenever I get the idea, and then I made up the scene, made up a story for the moment. So I came up with the idea. Okay, let's say the action start from the third floor. Our hero, and they will investigate something, and then they got ambushed by 30 guys, and then they shoot them and chase them, from the third floor to the second floor and to the lobby, and then come to the banister, and then come to the big climax, the sliding down to kill the guy, So and then so no one get any idea, and the whole crew they didn't get a clue, any clue of the scene. I just I just did 7 days, and then about 30 guys are going to be died, and then that's it, So I choreographed the scene with my stunt coordinator, on the set.
Now, the action scenes in all of your films, particularly in Hard Boiled, are so explosive and kind of jaw-dropping. Were any of the cast members ever in any danger? Or did Tony Leung or Chow Yun-fat ever say, no, I don't think I can do that?
Yeah, there's some little accident, but not in general. My actor have never get any serious hurt. Only some, sometimes, because I'm very well protect my actor. I got to make sure everything is safe, and then I let him do it. In The Killer, Chow Yun-fat, he almost got blind with his eyes. The last shootout in the shootout scene in the church, they were seeing Chow Yun-fat and Danny Lee. They ran out to the main door, and then there's a lot of things that blow up, and then they start on the side, and then they were saying some kind of dialogue. They said, "Oh, I've never known your name." And then my name is Mickey Mouse, something like that. We're talking. Chow Yun-fat's eyes, there's a red scar, just across his eyes like this here. And before they saw, there was some kind of I said about 200 bullet hit around him, and there are some little pieces of wood, fly towards his eyes, and cut just right across his eyes. So and then we did a shot, he and Danny Lee are talking, and the red thing on his eyes was makeup, and there was the real blood. And then in Hard Boiled, they were seeing the big shootout scene in a hospital. They were saw it was Tony Leung and a Mad Dog. They were shooting each other through the glass. So they both shooting and chasing, shooting each other, and a big glass in between them, and blow it into pieces. And there was a real glass, and because we couldn't afford to do the fake glass, so it was real. So those little pieces that were, broken glass, they're all flying to the face. And Tony Leung, he got some little piece of glass that get into his eyes. So he couldn't see a thing for a few days. Poor Tony, he was such a great actor, but it was by accident, because all those actors, all those stuntmen, they were so crazy for me, so it's funny, it's like Chow Yun-fat and Tony and Danny Lee, those whenever I set up the action sequence, the first thing when they came in, they didn't look at them. They didn't look at me. They just walked around the set, and they didn't check the camera angle. What they checked is they were counting how many bullets hit. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, there are 20 over here. and then a third over here, and ask the specialist how big. So, and then I check. There's a two explosion here and there, you know. So and then okay, and then I say, you know, so every day, every shot, they say counting. There was so much worry, but no matter what, they still love to work with me, you know. And then the other thing in Hard Boys, about Hard Boy, I'm sorry.
Oh no, please go ahead.
We had 125 shooting days without second unit. Yeah.
Where did whose baby was it in the hospital scene? The little baby that Chow saves in the hospital scene. Where did you find the baby?
Oh, they're from the extra actor, you know. But a lot of baby shot was we shot with a dummy. You know, we only spent half of the day showing all the close-up of the baby, and the other rest shot the baby dummy. You know.
Well, I'd like to thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Joining us here tonight. The crew is going to come back tomorrow night for the screening of